Okay, so generative AI is, well, it's everywhere, right? But beyond all the hype, every leader is asking the exact same question. How do we turn this incredible technology into real, actual business value? Today, we're going to give you the roadmap to do just that.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll cut straight through the hype. Then, we'll talk about your AI toolkit and map out a multi-directional strategy. We're also going to explore the super important role of people, see how it all works in the real world, and then it's your turn to get started.
All right, first things first, the biggest challenge here isn't really the technology itself. It's about cutting through all that noise to build a strategy that genuinely works for your organization and solves your real problems.
This is the question on everyone's mind. And you know what? It's a critical one. Because just jumping in with a ready, fire, aim approach, well, that can lead to a lot of wasted time, wasted money, and missed opportunities. How you approach this really, really matters.
And here's a crucial point. You can't just tackle this from one direction. If you go top-down only, you get what we call a strategy disconnect. Fancy, expensive tools that nobody actually uses to solve real problems. But if you go bottom-up only, you get shadow AI. That's when employees start using all kinds of random, unsecured tools, creating some massive security risks.
So, to avoid those kinds of problems, you need the right set of tools, and it all starts with the core building blocks of generative AI.
At the very heart of all this are what we call foundation models. Just think of these as the incredibly powerful, super flexible brains behind Gen AI. They're trained on these enormous amounts of data, which is what makes them so adaptable to a huge range of different tasks. A perfect example of a foundation model is Gemini. What makes it so amazing is its multimodality. It doesn't just understand text. It can process and reason across images, audio, even video. And that just opens up a whole new world of possibilities for your business.
But wait, how do you make a model like Gemini work for your business specifically? Well, that's where Vertex AI comes in. It's kind of like the workshop. It gives you access to these incredibly powerful models and lets you tune them with your own data, so you can create custom AI solutions that meet your unique needs.
Okay, now that we have our toolkit, we need the blueprint. This is where we bring those top-down and bottom-up approaches together into one cohesive, multi-directional strategy.
A winning strategy is really a partnership, right? Because the magic happens where leadership's vision meets the team's on-the-ground reality. Leadership sets the big picture and provides the resources, while the teams are the ones exploring and giving that crucial feedback. Together, they make sure the AI is responsible and that its impact is actually being measured. It is a true collaboration. But you know what? This strategy is missing a key ingredient. If we don't address the most important question of all, where do people fit into this? And the answer is not on the sidelines, but right there in the center of it all.
The absolute best way to think about this is a shift from automation to augmentation. The goal isn't to replace people. No way. It's to use AI as this powerful co-pilot that can handle all the repetitive, tedious tasks, which frees up us humans to focus on what we do best, strategy, creativity, and making those really high-stakes decisions.
This is a brilliant way to look at it, the 3 critical points for human involvement. So first, in this setup, humans are the architects. They're designing the prompts, setting the rules. Then, during the process, they act as pilots, reviewing and approving what the AI puts out. And finally, with the outcome, they become the auditors, analyzing the results and performance. See, human at every key stage.
So, that's all the theory, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's take a look at how 2 very different companies brought this whole strategic blueprint to life.
Check this out. An automotive company built a multimodal assistant using Vertex AI. So now, when a customer sees some confusing warning light on their dashboard, they can just show it to the virtual assistant with their phone's camera. The AI pulls together data from manuals and videos to give them answers instantly. It's dramatically reducing support calls and making customers way happier.
Now, let's switch gears and look at how Puma used AI to solve a massive global marketing challenge. They needed to create product images that felt local and relevant in every single one of their markets, a task that would be just incredibly expensive and time-consuming to do the old-fashioned way.
So their solution was to use Imagen on Google Cloud to generate all those high-quality, localized visuals. And the result of this really smart AI strategy? A massive 10% increase in click-through rates for Puma India. That is real, tangible business impact right there. These examples are just fantastic because they show you what's possible when you combine the right tools with the right strategy. So let's get you started. Let's talk about a simple, practical first step you and your team can take, like right now.
This is called a creative matrix, and it is a brilliant way to brainstorm. It's simple. On one axis, you list your key business priorities, things like increasing efficiency or making the customer experience better. On the other axis, you list Gen AI capabilities. Then your team can just start brainstorming ideas for each spot where they intersect. It's a really simple way to generate targeted, high-impact ideas.
So there you have it. You now have the blueprint, you know about the tools, and you have a way to generate great ideas. The only question left is, what problem are you going to choose to solve first? Your strategic journey starts right now.